Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the new video for this week. It's been a funny couple of weeks for me. I haven't really achieved a huge amount. I've done a bit on the belt grinder. I've done a few trips up the country. I went and got some 64 amp 3-phase cable. I went and got 100 meters of that. But as it turns out, that is really heavy, and it's a bit of a pain to move back and forth from the sheds because I wanted to be able to use the new toys I got. So I then went and got some 32 amp cable. I think it's 30 meter length for that. So that was like 2 days of the other week gone. Been off my medication for a while, so I wasn't wanting to get out here that much. I was like on a bit of a downer, and it still goes that if you aren't dying of like COVID or something, your doctors still don't want to see you, so getting repeat prescriptions and stuff when your issues have run out is a bit awkward. But I got them today, so I'm back on it. Yeah, so not really done a great deal. Done a bit of, I've got everything ready to start machining up the table now for my grinder, which is going to be pucker, I'm hoping. But yeah, so yesterday I went on Facebook, and I've been looking and wanting a pantograph for a while. Not a plasma pantograph, a pantograph engraver and like copier. And I found two that are literally, I don't know, 5 miles away. They weren't far. And the bloke had them up at like a ridiculously cheap price. So I went cheaper, I offered him half of what he had them up for, and then I went there to have a look at them, and there was no masters with them. It's just the machines, and they weren't assembled as such. I've got to assemble them and make sure everything is there. So I flung him 80 quid basically for the two machines. One of them I had to dismantle whilst I was there, which is the bigger one, the Model D, the Taylor Hobson. It's Hobson and not Hobbs. I'm sure it's Taylor Hobson. Yeah, Model A, little benchtop one, which I've basically just been given a box of parts, and I'm going to see if I can make heads or tails out of it in a minute. And the freestanding Model D. The Model D is my primary, was my primary reason for purchase, because I want to be able to engrave things like dials and gauges and stuff for like protractors and that on machinery. So yeah, I went and collected them. I've brought them down here. I've brought the Model D down here in pieces because I've shifted it on my own basically, and we're gonna put them together and I'll show you what I got. Then I can figure out how you make them work. So if anyone watching this, when I first went to this place, I didn't realise you could take these things apart, but you can. So if I can just rotate that a little bit. Right, and it's done. First off, you've got to take the knee off. To remove the knee, I removed the lower gib, and then inside, which took a minute to work out, is this sort of captive nut, and it's got a brass pin that locates it on the knee for your cross feed. Once you've done that, it's easy. It's 3 bolts inside the casting, and the top lifts away. Piece of cake. Just gonna go get the 3 bolts. So 3 bolts. Okie dokie, so you can see in here now, you got these 2 bolts at the front. These are 13/16 heads, and then there's one at the back as well. So, can you see just here, so I can get to it from the other side, there's this little brass nut, and that just has to be located into the back of the knee, and it's held in place with this little guy. Phew! Oh dear. And the last bit for down here is to just put the like dovetail gib back on, and this is held on firstly with a like little flat-headed I guess it's a retaining screw. And then just 2 bolts into the back of its knee. Okay, so I forgot to hit record when I was putting the arm together. But the arm is together now. It's currently set at a 1 to 5. And it can't reach everywhere on its table though, which is a bit weird. I'd have thought it could. Maybe it needs to be set for like a 1 to 1 to do that. Don't know. Yeah, so anyway. The Model D is complete. The Model A is down here. Basically I've got the main casting with some of the arm on it, and then I've got a box of bits. I hope it's complete. We'll find out in a bit. Now for the little cute little Model A, which is here. Let's bring you down to it. This little thing is surprisingly heavy. And it's all cast iron anyway, so I'm stupid to think it would be light. I've got 2 of the copy tables, template tables. The motor is here, along with a little power pack. I've got to test that in a minute. Let's see if we can figure out how this thing goes together. I'm guessing the motor just bolts onto that, maybe. No idea. Put that over there. To be fair, it looks like it belongs to the other one, not this one. Oh, it's not every piece. Self-explanatory, I guess. Okay. I've got like spare ropes with it as well, like the little rope pulleys. There's quite a few of them with it. For both of them, for this little one and the bigger one. Oh dear. Turkey? Let's see what's in it. Yeah. So we've got the little adjuster on it. It might be a spare. That makes a bit more sense than it being a T-slot thing. Need some washers, I suppose. thought. Right. You'd think this would have some sort of... there's actually a screw missing out of that, so there is a screw that goes in there, so you can adjust to get table square. Where the fuck does that go? And why are the bearings now? Ooh. That looks to me like that should have bearings in it, and that's where they've come from. Why have I got another one of them fucking screws? Okay, I'm guessing from the looks of this and looking at that, because there's no movement there, it's got our bearings on both sides. Yeah, those bearings don't fall through. So, how the fuck am I going to do this without losing them everywhere? Never take that apart. Unless you have to, that was a pig. I've been at that for ages trying to put this back together. Basically, I'm looking at the other pantograph to try and work out how this arm goes together. So, everything I'm doing from that. And my guess is, what the hell is there one of them again? Oh god. I'm guessing it goes this way round. I fucking hope it goes this way round. This has actually got a little bit of damage to the end of this, so that's going to have to be looked into. Separate that. Why won't this go in? Oh, it's got to be inside from the other end. God, that's tight. Surely it shouldn't be that tight. Oh. Jesus. Okay. Okay, I think I've been faffing around with this for ages now, trying to get those bearings together. These like bearing seat nut things, bolts, don't want to go through the castings. And funny enough, the castings are a different colour to what this Model A is. So I'm just wondering if they're not meant for this machine. I wonder if that's meant for this machine or something. Everything's here. It's just those two bolts will not pass through these two castings. I do not want to drill them out or anything like that. Just in case they are not correct, I need to find, do a bit of research and see what I can find. The big one, the Model D, is all complete, so that one's okay, that's a bonus. But this is Model A. I'm going to have to spend a bit of time with. To be fair, there's some rough bits on it, some bits that have been, I think these are replacement arms probably. So there's some crap on it. I'm probably going to do a restoration on this one at a later date. Just thought something I haven't checked, and that is this little motor for the Model A. So let's bring it down. Okie dokie. So this is a 24 volt motor. I wonder if it's the original. I wonder if it works. Yep. Cool. So, oh yeah, it says on the back here. Hello, Clover. Hello, baby. What are you doing, mate? So whilst I can't put the Model A together because those bolts that have got the bearings around them don't go through either of those two castings, the arm or the sort of the main rest type support thing. Neither of the bolts will go through the castings. It could be a simple fact of just drilling the castings out a little bit, or it could be a fact then completely the wrong arms and that to go with this. I'm going to have to look it up. Clover, what's the matter? Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. My cat's hassling me for food. It's complete as far as like the spindle. Well, the Model A is complete, and that, to be fair, is the more important one for me, because it's going to have the clearance beneath the spindle to put work underneath it, as I'll be able to put like a dividing head and that underneath there if I want to like engrave around dials. And also I want, the idea behind all of this, I want to engrave the scale for the table for the belt grinder. I'm putting a lot more work into the table probably than what it needs. I made up a rough platen just so as I can use it and clean up some bits that I'm doing. I will make a better platen later for the grinder, but that's not what this video is about. But yeah, I got pantographs brought in for engraving the belt grinder. Obviously that's not what I'm doing this one, I'm just having a look at them. I've got to get masters, like the copies for them, as I didn't have none of them, and for £80, you know, for 2 machines, I mean, they appear to be pretty much there, the important bits are there. I can't really grumble. I'll probably get a set of stencils, like, you know, stationary stencils, and then make up my own copies, my own masters at a later date. At the moment it's just going to be for like engraving simple lines and numbers, so I don't need 2 specialists sort of thing for that. Yeah, so that's it. Unfortunately I couldn't get the little Model A together, but I quite like that, it's quite cute. I'm going to do a restoration video on it, I think. When I get the time I'll make do with the Model D, but I will restore the Model A, as it's quite a sweet little machine and I like it. So for now guys, thank you for watching. I hope it was of interest, passed a little bit of time watching this, and take care, and I will see you on the next video, which will be back on the belt grinder, which is actually over there, not over there. Take care.